Welcome to Crime Unveiled, where we unravel the world's most perplexing mysteries. Today we're exploring one of the most infamous and heart-wrenching unsolved murders in American history, the case of JonBenét Ramsey. A 6-year-old beauty queen found dead in her own home under bizarre circumstances, leaving a trail of evidence that has divided experts, haunted investigators, and captivated the world for over 25 years. Was it a family member? A mysterious intruder? Or someone no one ever suspected? Stay with us as we delve into the chilling details, puzzling clues, and theories that continue to surround this heartbreaking case. It was Christmas morning 1996 in the picturesque city of Boulder, Colorado. The Ramsey family home was large and lavish, adorned with festive decorations and buzzing with the spirit of the season. Patsy Ramsey, JonBenét's mother, awoke early and began preparing for the day. But as she descended the stairs, she noticed something that would send her world spiraling into chaos: a handwritten ransom note lying on the staircase. The note demanded $118,000 for the safe return of her daughter and warned the family not to contact the authorities, or else JonBenét would be harmed. Despite this warning, Patsy immediately called the police. Officers arrived within minutes, but by then the fate of JonBenét had already been sealed. Hours later, John Ramsey, JonBenét's father, made a horrifying discovery. In the basement of their home, he found JonBenét's lifeless body. She had been strangled with a garrote fashioned from a cord and one of Patsy's paintbrushes. Her skull had been fractured and her mouth was covered with duct tape. Adding to the eerie scene, her body was wrapped in a blanket, suggesting a possible attempt to stage the crime or to show remorse. The discovery stunned the investigators who were already on the scene, and the focus of the case shifted from a kidnapping to a murder investigation. The ransom note became a critical piece of evidence and a source of endless debate. It was written on paper found inside the Ramsey home using a pen from their stationery. The note was unusually long, 2.5 pages, and included details about the family, such as the exact amount of $118,000, which matched John Ramsey's recent bonus from work. These details raised immediate suspicions. Who would have had the time and knowledge to write such a meticulous note inside the house without being discovered? Handwriting experts analyzed the note, but no definitive link to any family member or outsider was ever established. The handling of the crime scene has been widely criticized. The Boulder Police Department allowed friends and family to enter and exit the house freely in the hours after the discovery, potentially contaminating critical evidence. Key areas of the home, including the basement where JonBenét's body was found, were not secured properly. These missteps complicated the investigation and fueled speculation about what really happened that night. Early media coverage was harsh and often focused on the Ramsey family. Some reporters and commentators openly accused the parents, John and Patsy, of being involved in their daughter's death, citing the unusual circumstances and lack of forced entry as evidence. One theory that gained traction was the possibility of an intruder. Investigators noted that a basement window had been broken, possibly providing a way into the home. Additionally, marks on JonBenét's body suggested the use of a stun gun, which could indicate she was subdued by an outsider. However, critics of this theory pointed out the lack of other physical evidence, such as footprints or DNA, to support the presence of an intruder. The absence of a clear escape route also complicated this narrative. How could an intruder have entered, written the ransom note, and carried out the murder without waking anyone in the house? On the other hand, many pointed fingers at the Ramsey family themselves. Patsy Ramsey, in particular, came under intense scrutiny. Some handwriting analysts suggested that the ransom note bore similarities to her handwriting, though this claim was never conclusively proven. Others questioned her demeanor during public interviews, interpreting her emotional displays as signs of guilt. Meanwhile, JonBenét's older brother Burke also became a figure of public suspicion. Though he was only 9 years old at the time, some speculated that he may have accidentally harmed JonBenét, prompting the family to cover up the incident to protect him. Burke has consistently denied any involvement, and no evidence has ever substantiated these claims. Over the years, advancements in forensic science have shed new light on the case, but not enough to provide definitive answers. DNA evidence found on JonBenét's clothing pointed to an unknown male, seemingly ruling out the immediate family. However, this evidence was minimal and raised questions about whether it could have been the result of secondary transfer. For every piece of evidence that seemed to clear the Ramseys, new questions emerged, keeping the case mired in uncertainty. The media's role in shaping public perception of the case cannot be overstated. From sensational headlines to speculative documentaries, the story of JonBenét Ramsey became a cultural phenomenon. The Ramseys, particularly Patsy, were vilified in the press, their every action scrutinized and interpreted through the lens of guilt. Despite their repeated claims of innocence and cooperation with investigators, the shadow of suspicion never fully lifted. Patsy Ramsey passed away in 2006, still under the weight of public doubt, her daughter's murder unsolved. Today, the murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains one of the most perplexing cold cases in modern history. It is a story of a beautiful little girl whose life was cut tragically short, a family torn apart by grief and public scrutiny, and a justice system that failed to provide closure. Theories about what happened that night continue to circulate, from the plausible to the outlandish. Was it a tragic accident covered up by a desperate family? The calculated act of a predator who escaped undetected? Or something else entirely? As with many unsolved cases, the answers may never come. But one thing is certain: JonBenét's story has left an indelible mark on the world of true crime and continues to haunt those who seek justice on her behalf. Thank you for watching Crime Unveiled. If you have your own theories about what happened to JonBenét Ramsey, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us next time as we uncover more of the world's darkest mysteries. Together, we might uncover the truth.